You did the math on the down payment. You saved for months, maybe years, and you finally hit the number. Then a form lands in your inbox called a closing disclosure, and near the bottom is a line you never planned for. Cash to close, and it's thousands of dollars more than the down payment you've been counting on. Then the feeling creeps in, not excitement, overwhelmed. You thought you knew the number. Now there's a second one you'd never heard of. Here's the part that changes everything. That extra amount isn't a trick or a hidden fee. It has a name, closing costs, and every piece of it is written down for you in advance on purpose. These are the real costs of transferring a home from one person to another. And the law hands you the paperwork to see them coming, with time to check them. Let's walk through it calmly from the beginning. Start with the size of it. As a rough guide, closing costs usually run somewhere between 2 and 5% of the home's price, and that's on top of your down payment, not part of it. On a $300,000 home, that's often somewhere around $6,000 to $15,000. It's a wide range because it depends on your lender, your loan, and where you live. So treat it as a ballpark to save toward, not an exact figure. So what are you actually paying for? A handful of genuine services, an appraisal to confirm the home is worth the price, title insurance, and a title search to make sure no one else has a claim on the property, government taxes and recording fees to make the sale official, your lender's own charges for making the loan, and prepaid pieces of what's coming, some property taxes, homeowner's insurance, and interest collected up front so you begin ownership current instead of behind. Now, the two documents that keep all of this honest. When you apply for the loan, within 3 business days, the lender must send you a loan estimate. It's a 3-page form laying out your rate, your monthly payment, and those closing costs right at the start. Then at least 3 business days before you close, you get the closing disclosure, 5 pages of the final numbers. That gap is deliberate. It's your window to sit with the real figures and compare them line by line against that first estimate before you sign anything. And here's what most people don't realize. Like, some of this isn't fixed. On your loan estimate, there's a whole section of services you're allowed to shop for. Things like title services, the closing agent, even a pest inspection. Your lender hands you a list, but you can compare providers and save. Beyond that, depending on your contract and your state, the seller may agree to cover some of your closing costs. And a lender can even offer you a credit toward them in exchange for a slightly higher interest rate. None of these are guaranteed, but every one of them is worth asking about. So, closing costs, roughly 2 to 5% on top of the down payment, real services, appraisal, title, recording the loan, prepaid taxes, and insurance. 2 forms that show it all coming, the loan estimate early, the closing disclosure before you sign, and a few pieces you can shop for or ask the seller to help with. Here's the thing to remember. The finish line of buying a home has a cost, and the real danger was never the cost itself. It's finding out about it late, but you don't have to. It's printed twice with days to read it, so when that cash to close number appears, it won't knock the wind out of you. You'll have already seen it coming. You didn't leap, you walked, one small ordered step at a time.